The first game of the finals of the GO4Heroes tournament number 8, and it is Haunted Mines. Interestingly enough, the map came through the pick and bans, so we're having this map now between We Are Not Prepared and Imperitum as map number 1. Starting to the left side of the map, we are having Black Scorp for We Are Not Prepared on Arthurs. We have Killer Chino on Zagara, Falcon on the Sergeant Hammer, Polato on Uther, and T-Darka on Stitches, with bans on Zebo and Kerrigan in this game. To the right side, Celium for Imperitum with Vala, Shrimpy on Tyrell, Dreamshock on Muradin, Splendor on Brightwing, and Smexy Style on Tacita. If you're a bit surprised by some of those picks, the one thing that you have to keep in mind is that we are playing on a map that is very different from all the other maps that we have in the map pool. The 2-lane map is of course something where you definitely want to make sure that your opponent doesn't have the opportunity to grab a very, very strong early game comp, because the first mine is going to do a lot. Oh, what a hook! Holy hook! Oh, and Shrimpy, the one who gets out there, thanks of course to his abilities, immediately starts to heal up. The one thing that We Are Not Prepared definitely wants to do here is of course push the bottom lane hard. On this map the meta goes that you try to push your golem lane as much as you can. But in this game, it is actually only the team of We Are Not Prepared that is pushing, and the reason is quite simple. They have a very strong pushing lineup with Falcon on Sergeant Hammer and Killer Chino on Zagara. So instead of pushing their own golem lane, we have now Imperitum defending the bot lane, whereas up to the top we are only seeing Arthurs going up against Muradin. That's the only thing that happens there. Zagara is going currently for the Banelings that can travel twice as fast as for exploding. Stitches is going for the sustain build in this case. And this is going to be an extremely interesting match that we see between the two teams now, especially of course since it's on Haunted Mines, and there the mines are extremely, extremely important. I mean, this is one of those games where you have a lot of snowball potential. It's one of those maps where we see early comms usually dominate at the beginning, and that is when you get the advantage thanks to those skulls that you can gather up in the mines itself. And we will most likely see the top lane heroes converge towards the bottom lane soon so that they can enter. The team that enters the mines first mostly has an advantage, since they can just wait at the bottom of the mines for the other team to enter. No single kill yet, and that means that not a single one of those teams has an advantage in experience, which is extremely crucial. 6 seconds for the mines. The hook misses. Falcon and We Are Not Prepared are in position, but here comes Dreamshock. They're going down. Is there going to be a stun? They don't get it. They're all going to jump down into the mines right now. Every single one of them. And a massive fight down here. And the first kill against Imperitum. They lose Vala. They're being chased at the top. Smexy Style is low. Zagara goes down in the mines at the bottom. We have 3 heroes now starting to get the first few skulls, but Polato is extremely greedy. What is Polato doing? Why is he still following? He should have gone down into the mines again, but he is going to die here. I'm not sure if that was really worth it. Shrimpy is jumping in, but of course the skulls are being gathered up by his allies in the mines already. They're gathering skull after skull after skull, gonna run straight for it. They don't really have to fight, they just have to claim the skulls. Imperitum is in the lead in overall experience. They're moving towards the right side and trying to clear the small skull camps and then go for the boss. But we have 54 already for We Are Not Prepared, and We Are Not Prepared can now simply move out of the mines and get the hard camp if they want to, and that is an option for them. They could also just try to contest boss, and it looks very much like this is what they're gonna do. Contest the boss, move into the middle, and there we have them already. 5 of them moving in. We have Envenom now of course taken on Arthurs, and he goes in, misses his Howling Blast. Black Scorp needs to move back. The hook against Splendor, but he moves back immediately, and the healing ward is already there, taken down by T-Darka within a second. I like it. Very well done, using Devour against Muradin now too, to get a bit more health up and be even more tanky. Splendor in trouble, but Black Scorp has to move away. Ooh, T-Darka is going down. Stitch is dead, and Imperitum is winning the fight in the mines. Might be able to take down Killer Chino as well. Celium certainly wants him. Jumps up, even follows, but gets taken out and needs now to move behind the gate if he doesn't want to die. In the mines, on the other hand, we have the boss about to be taken by Imperitum, and that will give him, with the experience lead that they currently have, also a very significant skull number, since they would be at 46, but it doesn't really look like We Are Not Prepared is willingly giving up that boss. They're still gonna try and fight for it. Down here we have a bit of a push going on, and of course Imperitum has no chance of like just leaving that boss. If that is gonna be an 80% golem for We Are Not Prepared, then Imperitum is in trouble, but they have the level 6 talent, and at the beginning those stat advantages are absolutely gigantic. They're really important. Unhorsing Titaka, jumping in again against the Stitches. There's 3 kills against 1. There comes that Stormbolt again in the back. Falcon with all the damage on the hammer. Schwimpy goes down on Tyrael, and a hook against Celium, who bolts away a second later. The healing ward is still doing work, and now they're going for the golem already. It's a 5 versus 4 for the next few seconds. 6 seconds on the death timer for Tyrael. They're moving in again. The hook against Vala. The bolt again. A Dream Shock getting lower and lower. And that same goes also for the 2 tanks that we're seeing in the lineup of We Are Not Prepared. Black Scorp and Tidaka quite low, but they gather up a few more skulls. 60. So a maximum of 40 skulls to be picked by Imperitum, and Imperitum is still fighting here. Splendor is extremely low. Oh, and he goes down after that hook that we saw from Tidaka. Suddenly there are only 3 heroes in the mines, and the Spanish team is trying to chase them down. Dream Shock is gonna die here. Zagara is already dead, and they are taking them apart one after another. But the counter kills are there against Arthas and Zagara. So we have now 3 heroes alive for each team. Tidaka, does he has a Devour up? No! And he's being taken apart. Splendor, of course, on Brightwing can always just use his phase shift to come back into the battle, which is one of the great abilities of Brightwing, which makes him also very strong on this map here. And once more they're going for the skulls. It's going to be a 60-40 split apparently. It looked at the beginning like we are going to see We Are Not Prepared succeed, but they did not, and now they're also an entire level behind. It's 6 kills against 5, but there was still experience gathered up on a lot of those lanes throughout the entire battle. So at this point it is the advantage for Imperitum after all that happened. The only thing that works against them is that the golem is stronger for We Are Not Prepared. Middle is being fought over now. The hard camp is attacked immediately by both of the teams. They are aiming for it, and the golems are getting in. Usually you try to get those easy camps to help you out with the defense against your opponent's golem, but in this case it's the hard camp that both teams are fighting over. And who's gonna get it? Like, in position is Imperitum, and they're trying to take those knights down, but already the tanks are moving in, and this is where the teams are really gonna battle for it. And so far, especially Vala needs to move back. It looks like we might see Tidaka take it. No, Black Scorp needs to move away now, and Tidaka is also extremely low. He is being dropped, and a nice jump by Dream Shock saves him for now. Oh, wow, and the health globe just saved his ass, I think. And there's 2 heroes down with Zagara now dying, and maybe Falcon? No, not quite. But 8 kills against 4. Level 9 versus level 8. They might have the Ritika Golem, but they still are taking the kills and the experience. Down to the bottom lane. The Golem is already starting to push in. We have a bribe used by Splendor to get that easy camp. That's going to help with the defense against the Golem. Up to the top, we have the push going strong by Team Imperium. They're going still for those towers, and they are nearly level 10. They are nearly level 10. They're doing an amazing job, I have to say. Very well done so far. I mean, down to the bot lane now with the 10 under their belt. We have them with Strafe, Judgment, Avatar, Blink Heal, and Archon. Whereas Cleanse on level 7 for Uther has been picked last for Team We Are Not Prepared. They are going to hit the level 10 in 1 level. They are an entire level behind. And it was wall against wall. That was the exchange there. Not a single mule picked by those teams. It's a strong talent on this map. It's a very strong talent. And now, of course, this wall is going to be pushed in. I mean, if you have level 10, you want to do work on a map like Haunted Mines. You really want to do work. And that's what they're doing right now. They have also, of course, that camp that is helping them. The Siege Giants are doing enough damage, not only against the creeps, but also against the structures here. And they're just simply saying, listen up, guys. Like, you have done well in the mines and you got more skulls, but we are in a much better spot. They are jumping in. Oh my god, with a 10 they're dropping 1, they're taking the hammer down. Zagara is on the way back, but they're getting this balls to the walls, balls deep, 2 kills and a 4. They don't care about that at all. They are saying, boys, we have an advantage, we have the heroic abilities, and we are running with them. We are gonna take this first game. We Are Not Prepared might have been dominant in the last few weeks, but at this point we are going to claim victory in this first map in the finals. They're trying to at least 2 levels ahead already and in a great position for the next mines, of course. If they could get the 13, that put them even farther ahead. That would actually give them a massive talent advantage over their opponent. It's 5 kills against 10, but of course you should never count We Are Not Prepared out, because, well, despite the name that they've chose for themselves, they are usually very prepared for these games. We have them with Napalm being used, the Maw, of course, on Zagara, and now also Vision taken. They're trying to just like go back to their stride. 30 seconds left, and looking at the experience tab, I have to say that this might actually end up in being a 3-level advantage, or at least a talent advantage for Imperitum, if they get those waves in. Up to the top, there's already Zeratools, Maxi Star. They are starting to take that wave down, and I think this is going to be the crucial one. Just look at that experience that we see there for them. There's the 13. It's going to be an extra talent, and this is going to be brutal. This is absolutely going to be this is going to be really dirty. We have not only Frost Shot take, which is going to be amazing. We have double rewind now on them, and they're jumping in. Oh, and already Celium with a strafe. They're doing so much work. Zagara is already down. There comes the Frost Shot. Black Scorp is slowed. Polator is jumping away. T-Darker is trying to escape. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. The Frost Shot hits the tank, and there comes Maxi Style and Black Scorp. They're going straight for Falcon. Judgment being used, and they completely demolished them in the mines. No fucks given. They jump in and take every single one of them down, and they're like, boys, if you fight us with a 2-level disadvantage and us having an additional talent, like, be our guest, but we are gonna kick your ass, and we're gonna kick it hard. And that's exactly what they did. 15 kills against 5, and this is a very, very bad spot, of course, to start into the second golem. 4 T-skulls taken already, and what can you do when you're on We Are Not Prepared right now? And the answer is nothing. You kind of have to try to rush to the boss, but you can't. You want to drop maybe a 4. There's nothing that you can really do. You cannot take those fights. You want to, but that would be suicidal. You're 3 levels behind. You're losing all of the skulls, and this is just Haunted Mines. This is one of those things that happens on this map. And Splendor is trying to jump back, the rest of the team as well. We're talking 95 skulls to 5. Take that hard game. Take it. Imperitum is not going to care at all about this. This golem is gonna be a monster. This golem is gonna be a huge problem now for We Are Not Prepared. They don't even have the 13 talent. Without that talent, I mean, what are you gonna do there? We already have the entire Imperitum team except for Splendor moving in position, and he already made sure that those 2 golems are also gonna help out against the so those 2 siege giants are going to help out against the golem. They may be a bit too close for comfort, but this is the top lane. This is where we are going to see the next battle happening. This is where the golem is wrecking it, and this is where we still don't see the 13 talent for We Are Not Prepared. Imperitum, they are going to start moving in down to the bot lane. This is where we see still Brightwing doing a bit of damage. Their golem is already down. There was a 5% golem. That's nothing. This is like a titan. He's moving in, and this is gonna be brutal. I mean, we might see the 16 talent before We Are Not Prepared reaches 13. There we go. Oh, and once again, Black Scorp goes down. A strafe is being used by Celium to take those apart. 16 talent for them. The Gorge being used. Counter initiation with the Judgment. Down goes Stitches. And this is already a 5 versus 3, and they can kiss that keep goodbye and maybe even the game. 16 talents versus 13, a 3-level advantage. Imperium gaining the momentum. They're like sharks in the water, smelling blood. Then they are going straight for victory here. One tower after another demolished, and this golem, he's not kidding around. He wants this core down, and he goes for that. This is game, ladies and gentlemen. Zagara is down, and the golem is just like dropping one after another. They are right-clicking at Celium with another strafe already. The core already down to 40%. The dwarf jumps over it once more. The golem still not dead. 18-10, and this is game number 1 in the finals in this best of 3 on, of course, Haunted Mines ends in favor of Imperitum against We Are Not Prepared. Congratulations, and let's jump into map number 2. Game number 2 here at the GO4Heroes Final number 8. We are looking at a best of 3, and currently we are not prepared. Are down 1 map. It's a 0-1. Imperitum 1 on Haunted Mines, and now we are on Dragonshire, which could be the last map of the day. To the left side of the map it is. We are not prepared with Black Scorp on Zeratul, Kilachino on Sergeant Hammer, Falcon playing Jaina again, Polato Uther, and T-Darka Tyrael. To the right side of the map it is their opponent with Shrimpy on Illidan, Dreamshock on Muradin, Celium on Tacita, Smexy Style with Reyna, and Splendor with Brightwing. We had a pretty interesting game so far, especially in the picks and bans. Well, the game itself just started, but the picks and bans were already pretty awesome because we had a ban on Stitches and Vala of all heroes. So with the Tigers currently globally banned still, that was a very interesting situation where, of course, ranged heroes and especially the DPS heroes were a bit scarce, and that's why we are seeing now an Illidan as the last pick for Imperitum here. And we also have, of course, the Jaina again that we saw already once earlier today for We Are Not Prepared together with the Zeratul, which is not really a bad setup for them. We also saw in the last game the same build that is being used at this point with Winter's Reach. The Frostbolt talent is something that they went for on 1 and 4 on that particular hero. But this is going to become a very, very interesting game now. We Are Not Prepared is a very strong team, but they got their asses kicked in the last game. They really didn't stand a chance there. On Haunted Mines, everything snowballed out of their control super early. T-Dark at the top now up against Shrimpy. The trial lane to the bottom for both of the teams is of course going for it. Kilachino, Polator, Falcon up against Smexy Style, Celium and Splendor fighting for those shrines. And Reyna is in there as well. So having a Reyna in the game, we are having also once again that build with the additional mana regeneration for Tacita. Same talent that has been picked up by Uther. The good old Conjuro's Pursuit. And, well, up to the top lane, or in the mid lane at least, Dreamshock versus Black Scorp. Both of the shrines are going to be in the hands of the blue team in just a second. Oh, no, actually I'm wrong. As at the bottom lane, it looks like Splendor and his team are able to at least capture one of them. So it's 1 shrine for each team. The Moon Shrine captured by the red team, the Sun Shrine by the blue team. So far with the level 4 approaching, we're gonna see, we're having actually a pretty even game at the beginning here. Kilachino doesn't really get a whole lot done with the tank, as of course the mine setup here with the 4 talent. We now have also Maelstrom Shells being skilled, and amplified healing on Tyrael, who plays more of a tanky build than we saw in the last few games. Also, of course, because he's the only tank right now, but we are not prepared. There come those additional storms in, and they're trying to take down as many of those mines as they possibly can, and they're doing a pretty good job at that. Polata, Falcon, and Kilachino just can't push into that shrine. They just can't get into that. So now we're having, especially Smexy Style with the Q, always able with the penetrating shot to just like move one of the heroes back and hit that hard. Falcon is very low in hit points in general, even if he's at full HP, he's very low as a Jaina player. So he needs to be extremely careful that Reyna is not going to get too close to Jaina. Not only because Kerrigan is going to be super jealous and going to kick Jaina's ass, but also, of course, because Reyna is hitting pretty hard. Nice attack against Splendor here, the Brightwing nearly dying, and that healing ward, I guess, was part of the reason why he was able to stay alive in the first place. We have in the mid lane the aggression against Dreamshock, and Illidan is not taking the shrine for some reason. He's not even trying to, and I don't know why. In the mid lane we have Dreamshock nearly going down. Illidan needs to move his ass up there to get that shrine, and he needs to do it fast. Finally he's going to start doing it, but a lockdown against Splendor might take down one of the heroes, and yes, there it is, the kill against Muradin. Illidan Shrimpy was just a bit too late capturing the shrine at the top. Now he has to be careful that he's not being taken out here. But we have 3 seconds death timer on Muradin, as bottom shrine is still in the hands of course, the team in blue. And Celium and Smexy Style, they are still in position here. It's a 2 versus 3. Level 7 talent has already kicked in. There it is finally also for the red team. And they have now, of course, first aid for Illidan. And once again, both shrines under the control of blue team, with Illidan grabbing the top now. Searing attack on Reyna gives him that extra burst damage on the DPS. We have also the healing ward on 4, combined with a 7 talent being the Storm. And there they go straight for that once again. Bot lane with a 3 versus 2. That's going to be in their control. Illidan up at the top against T-Darka's Tyrael, pushing him back for now. Both shrines now finally in control of the red team, so they get a chance at the Dragon Knight, but Black Scorp is there and just waiting for an opportunity to interrupt, where the bottom lane is hardly fought over. Oh, actually, well, they fight pretty intensely, to be honest. So we have a 3 versus 3. I was for a second thinking that they didn't fight there at all, that the red team had everything under control, but with the third hero rotating down to the bottom, it was a very different scenario. And now with the sieged up position, it's quite difficult to just move in there for the red team, especially since there are also mines being put in place. We have also a level advantage for blue team. T-Dark is not going to jump in there, he knows that too. He needs to go back, and he needs to go back as fast as possible. Black Scorp starting to hold the lane to get the experience there. Nice rotation, I like that. Keep the lane experience up. Having a heartbeat on the lane is very important. You want to get that level 10 faster than your opponent. And, yeah, down here at the bot lane, we have once more that extra, yeah, there it is, the extra healing ward. Double Shrine, the Dragon Knight, well, and Muradin gets it! Muradin is finally one of the big ones. Like, he also already as a child was one of the smallest in his group, and he was always wondering what would it be like to finally be a tall guy and have that battle axe in hand, and finally being able to look people in the eye as well when you're killing them. Right now he has that opportunity to do. He also has wings, and he personally thinks this is awesome. So Muradin, finally a dream come true, so he's enjoying this quite a lot. Level 10 for both teams right now. Muradin doesn't even know what to do. First, you can really see like that guy is having so much fun right now. He's just attacking the mid lane a bit and is then going down to the bottom. He wants to show everybody that he's finally a tall person. What he doesn't know is that it only lasts 20 more seconds, and then he's gonna arrive back in reality. So that dream come true is, yeah, not lasting very long. This is not the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and it's not gonna last forever. I'm sorry, my friend, but still, you had your minute on, yeah, in the limelight. So he's already moving back. He raised a few towers into the ground, so that was definitely worth it. Reyna's Raiders being taken for Reyna. For Falcon, we have the Water Elemental on Jaina being used. The Judgment for Tyrael, not really a big surprise to see something like that there. Napalm also on the tank, which Kilachino already uses to take down the mid lane, or the mid lane camp here, the hard camp. In the middle, Dream Shock is now suddenly tiny again. The dwarf is also, like, he's a little bit on the fat side for a dwarf, I feel. So he needs to make sure that he gets a bit more cardio in. That's why the team positioned him in the mid lane and saying, like, dude, you really need to work out a bit. So you take down that mercenary or the minion wave that is pushing in right now, and then we're gonna find out if you can finally lose those extra pounds that you have and keep up with the rest of the team. Or we have to buy you a new mount because your horse is already complaining, buddy. Bottom lane, that's where we have another camp taken, and of course if you have a Jaina in there for Blizzard and the Napalm, you can clear those hard crimps super fast. And this is suddenly a double push with one Siege 9 camp and a hard camp pushing it up at the bottom lane, up to the top. Illidan is still doing his thing alone. Apparently nobody really likes him, and Illidan is getting a bit salty because he's not invited to the party. So while everybody is down here having fun, Illidan is saying, like, guys, if you don't want to have me there, then I'm just gonna go to the top lane. I'm gonna create my own party, and I'm just like gonna do my own thing. But it looks like he gets a bit like that. Apparently, like the other outsiders in the group are also trying to help him out. Muradin is a bit angry because everybody calls him fat, and Brightwing is, of course, always a bit weird. I mean, if you played him and heard his voice, then you know what's going on with that guy. So we have 3 guys that already push the top lane. The problem is the bottom lane is pushed even harder right now, but both teams reached level 13 at roughly the same time. And it looks very much like Dreamshock, Shrimpy, Cillian, and Smexy style are doing a decent job with that, keeping it real now. To the top, Splendor is still there. Brightwing is just high as hell. Like, this guy is always on dope. I mean, if you heard his voice, you know what I'm talking about. He's always like the entire time. I mean, I know that my Brightwing impersonation is absolutely out of this world, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, that fairy dragon is so... yeah. I mean, I can't finish that sentence because I'm not quite sure like how old people are that are currently watching this stream. What I can tell you is that mid lane or the bottom lane is pushed hard, and especially by Imperitum. So the teams are really angling for it now. 1 kill in the game, and both of them going full on it at the top lane. That shrine has been taken by the blue team down to the bottom. Finally, with the 13 talents kicking in, and we have the double sprint on Jaina and on Uther. Uther, of course, trying to get that stun in, and that's where Brightwing finally has to stop hallucinating and needs to drop that polymorph on Uther to stop that mass team stun. And that's one of the big jobs that he has there. The rest of the team is a bit worried that he might still be on his trip when that hits, but I have confidence in Brightwing that he's able to see that coming, because that Uther is going to run in only once. But there we go with an apparent push down to the keep. It looks like the Spanish team really wants to have that right now. And yes, we're having them jumping this, but Reyna is already on its way, and by now Reyna is starting to be one of those DPS heroes with Giant Killer there as well. Dreamshock is jumping in and he stuns, he's trying to, but there comes the Void Prism and they go straight for Dreamshock. Oh, in comes Illidan, he's trying to jump away. Oh my god, he gets away. Really well done by Shrimpy. Great control of the Illidan, but Celium is very low now, and they are trying to chase those down. Look at T-Darker, he has no hit points whatsoever. Reyna tries to move in. Oh, the stun against Killer Chino, and down he goes. Killer Chino is down, and that puts it into a 4 versus 5. T-Darker jumping away in the last second, and this is getting insane. Top lane, that's where Zeratul jumps in and tries to grab one of those shrines. Uther, the guy with the beard, is a little bit too old for that shit, and he is completely fed up with it, and that's why he's running away. If you have a Billy mount between your legs, then you are also not looking very graceful when you do that. But they take down Celium, or they could maybe take him down. Oh no, Brightwing is jumping in. Like, he apparently is fully aware of what he needs to do there. Oh, and he's running away. Polato is hitting that sprint to get away from this position. Top lane is being captured by Smexy style. Bottom lane, that's where T-Darker on Tyrell is trying to go for it. The Angel of Justice going up against the Dwarf, and the Dwarf just screaming at the face, how is this just? I'm too small, I want to be big and tall, this is not just. Leave me alone. And indeed Tyrell moves away because he realizes that this is indeed not fair. And Celium grabs the Dragonite at the same time, so the Dwarf actually having that little like standoff with Tyrell down at the bottom shrine worked in their favor. It is Imperitum that gets in the end the Dragonite, and also the 16 talent with the Berserk now on Reyna, giving him even more DPS than he had before that. And well, with this they are moving in up against that keep. Who's on that Dragonite again? I feel that Muradin is already a little bit jealous, and he's saying like, I could have had it again, I could have had another like minute and a half with just like being a tall dragon, but apparently that's not the case right now. So once again Celium starting to move in there. And he's just like using the Breath of Fire the entire time against those. And the thing that works for them so well is that, yeah, the Fairy Dragon is once again at the top lane. He can of course always jump in when the shit hits the fan. So he's just like trying to get the experience with a split push there. We have another move with the Dragonite down at the bottom, where Celium is just like attempting to put some damage on that fort, and he's doing pretty well with that. And at the same time, mid lane, Dreamshock, Smexy Star still there, 17 nearly on the board. Celium now moving back, and as the entire team rotates up to the top, Brightwing is moving back. But we're not prepared, taking the camp now. They're going for the camp and are trying to like take out as many of those mercenaries as they can. There's still another one to the left side, the easy camp that they could take. The bottom camp already grabbed by Imperitum, trying to push that in. It's 2 kills in the game, we're 12 minutes in, and it's only 2 kills that we have so far. And to be absolutely honest with you, this is like one of those... Oh, the initiation up against Shrimpy. They're gonna go straight for that. And let's see what's gonna happen there. Shrimpy is trying to get away, but this time he's getting locked down. And goodbye, Illidan. At the same time, T-Darker is nearly dropped. He's trying to get away. Oh, Celium just healing himself up in the last second here on the Arc. And he can be really happy that he went for the 2-dimensional shift talents on 13 and 16. That would have been his death if not for that, but it's still the kill for team. We are not prepared. And even with that experience advantage that we have for Imperitum, they need to be careful. They have 1 kill down, they have lost quite a bit of momentum that they gathered up earlier. They have the advantage in experience, but if they lose another hero or two, then that might turn very, very quickly. Especially, of course, since that would also lead into structures destroyed, and that could be something that is... yeah, that could be happening a bit later there. Well, up to the mid lane, we have Falcon and Blackscope moving in. For them, it's really important to land especially the Void Prism here pretty soon. The initiation with the Tyrell so far has only worked out in one of those fights, and if you really want to get the most out of Jaina, then you need to make sure that you set up everything and keep her safe. You need to peel for Hammer, and you need to peel a lot, because she is just way too squishy to keep her at the front line, so always have that prepared. Shrimpy is trying to jump her every single fight, but he doesn't really get the chance to do a lot of damage to that. Blizzard being used in, and Blizzard and Napalm are just like wrecking every minion wave, and they are also going to do a lot of damage to that keep if they get close enough to that. Falcon is already there, Dreamshock is moving away here. and they're just like waiting for an opportunity to move in. And again, that split with Brightwing. They want to aim for the 20 as fast as they can, but they need Brightwing really down at the bot lane. He needs to come in because that keep is extremely low. I don't think that Brightwing can push this fast enough. I don't think he can get a keep for that. That keep is going to fall way too far. Now they're moving in. Here comes the bubble. They're going straight for the Void Prism. Schwimpy is already down. He got initiated against immediately. They used Void Prism, initiated against Illidan, dropped him, and now Brightwing is back, but it's already a bit too late. Celium is moving back, and Dreamshock trying to jump out on Mirrodin. He gets a good start off that might save him, but Black Scorp goes in, and the double nuke takes him down. The double bomb talent is just like too strong, getting those singularity spikes in there. They lost Tyrael though, but they're going for Celium again, and I don't think he has dimensional shift up. Oh my god, he has. In the last second he uses it. Smexy style rooted down. Jaina helping with the escape now. The Cone of Call doing work, and Blizzard as well. Whoa, careful Reyna. Don't move in there too much. But as you can see, still level 19 versus 18. That's really that power of Brightwing, giving them the extra experience with those split pushes that we've seen the entire time. So they're doing very well with that. The problem that Imperitum is facing now is that they might actually go up against the Dragonite at this point. That would be the first one that we are seeing for Team We Are Not Prepared, but yeah, it doesn't really look likely. It's 4 versus 4 right now with another 3 seconds on Mirrodin, so they just have to contest the mid lane. A preemptive attack against the mid lane to make sure that nobody is really grabbing that. Down to the bottom lane, Splendor is taking one of the shrines now as well. So it's once more that 5 versus 5 on the map, and I mean, We Are Not Prepared are starting to run out of time a bit. They are looking at 20 for their opponent in just a few seconds, and keep in mind that this is already map number 2. Imperitum is ahead with a 1-0 in this series, and therefore we could definitely see them finishing this off with a 2-0 and winning the Go4Heroes tournament number 8. It's just a question of how exactly they are initiating into the fight, and again the attempted go. The lockdown against Illidan. Schwimpy is just like way too squishy if he doesn't have the Tassadar close to him for the shields. It's a big problem that he's having right now. Tassadar with healing water is of course amazing, and then if you also go for the Tassadar shield, you can really survive something like this, but him alone, without even a chance to use his stone skin, there's just no way. The Tyrael initiation, he was a bit too far out, and then comes Uther and drops him with another stun. There's very little you can do against that. A 2 versus 2 at the top, and oh my god, Jaina, like you can't fight there like this. And he uses sprint and gets away in the last second, but with Polator coming in, there's not really a lot of danger. But suddenly Black Scorp, always there too, blinks away again with a wormhole. This is going to be a 4 versus 5 in just a second if they really fight. I don't think they should. They cannot win a 4 versus 5 here. I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, Falcon is very low. They're really trying to go for it, but here comes the Void Prism. He jumps in, and oh my god, Darker gets nearly dropped here by Reyna. Reyna is about to move in. They're really starting to do work, but they have to use every single heroic ability that they have. They really were able to push back 5 heroes. Amazing play there and positioning by them. That level 20 talent that dropped in during the fight, that helped of course a lot to accomplish that, especially with the extra blinks on heroes like Reyna with the avatar that we are seeing there. The Unstoppable 4 is the Twilight Archon and also the Storm Shield. They have those talents now. They have the 20. Metamorphosis can still be used by Illidan. And if he just like goes into the middle, they control both of the shrines. That would be the Dragonite, maybe the victory for them. It's a 18-minute Dragonite if they get it. And here comes the jump. They're going straight for it. Jaina trying to escape here. And the initiation with Tyrael straight against Schwimpy, but that stun was a bit too soon by Uther. And down he goes. Uther is dropped, and now T-Darker is all alone at the front line with Jaina and the siege tank trying to do their damage. But we have, oh my god, yes, Illidan goes down, but it looks like T-Darker might be the next victim in this battle. He's trying to go back in after welling up, and that fort is of course helping out too. Here comes the Reyna's Raiders. Down goes Gilachino. No, he survives for now. Oh, he gets away. Really well done. And Celium is just barely getting away with the dimensional shift, but he's low already. Jaina down, but the counter kill against Tassadar, and in goes Splendor trying to get the Dragonite, and he gets it. He gets the Dragonite. Smexy style is still there. and the Dragon Knight is starting to move in. 20 versus 21. We have already the advanced Lava Strike being used, the Winter Mute, the Water Elemental, the Advance, and the Divine Hurricane is there. And of course the Angel of Justice for Turiel. This game is gonna get pretty nasty right now. Is it gonna be Keep? It's only 2 heroes up, but Uther is gonna be there soon. Already Splendor punting here. Training for, of course, the NFL here. Yeah, moving back there, and of course one of the things that he could do, another good punt. Like, if he continues like that, we are gonna see him at the Super Bowl. But now he has to move back for now. 40 seconds on the Dragon Knight. They can wait a bit longer. I'm not sure if they can really use Splendor on the Dragon Knight to drop one of the keeps, considering how low he is already in hit points. But they still want to wait for the Tassadar to make sure that they can maybe do a bit of more work with them. So right now we have them 20 against 21. We are like 20 minutes into the game. Splendor in the mid lane is still going ham with his Breath of Fire. It's 5 versus 5. 7 kills against 5, and they are rotating down to the bot lane. They are trying apparently to go for the camp. Yeah, the Bruiser camp. Now that the Dragon Knight is jumping out, they're going straight for the camp here. Nice rotation. I like it. I like it a lot. They are there already once the Dragon Knight evaporates and goes straight for it. And there we go. They have the lane pushing in. They can grab, of course, the easy camp as well. We already have the easy take to the left side by the Spanish team. And they are apparently trying to contest. And in goes Black Scope, jumps in, cleaves, and wormholes away. And who's gonna take it? Oh, nice. Oh my god, there's Dream Shock, but can he really go for it? Shrimpy is there as well, trying to drop Jaina. He's jumping in once again with Illidan, a great stun by Polator. Nobody dead so far. The camp ends up in the hands of Imperitum. They get it after all. A lot of heroics already used. They're trying to put them to the test now with them jumping in and trying to drop Killer Chino on the Sergeant Hammer. Black Scorp is there. He doesn't have the Void Prism any longer, and Dreamshock is still in full pursuit. Shrimpy taking out a few of the creeps here. Can they lock somebody down? Smexy style blinks away and gets healed up. Uses his passive, of course, now as well. And Jaina still trying to do her thing, slowing down Dreamshock. And Muradin is dead. Muradin is down, and they're trying to hunt Shrimpy once more. Black Scorp, he gets him with a cleave, and suddenly it is a 2 for 0, with Celium now also dying. Yes, he's already, he can't get away. Where's that stun from Polata that would finish him off? There it is. 3 heroes down, and that is going to finish, of course, one of the keeps, at least, if not more. I mean, at this point, looking at the heals and the damage, that Brightwing with 60,000 heal. We have Tassadar with a lot on those as well. If it comes to damage, especially the Sergeant Hammer with a hero damage of 74,000 is absolutely impressive. That Larva, of course, is doing so much over the course of the time. Now we have them also taking one of the camps, and that is the 2 heroes that are still alive for Imperitum. And if you think about what went on so far, only 1 keep has gone down. The problem is that there is definitely going to be a Dragon Knight now for We Are Not Prepared, unless Maxi Style somehow catches one, and he's not going to be able to do that. Dragon Knight is there, and that now means that we are going to maybe even see the core drop, because Dragon Knights 22 minutes in, they are doing work. They are really doing work. These guys hurt. They are nothing that you want to mess with. And I am not 100% certain if they can stop this. They're playing a 5 versus 5, yes, but this could be an absolute right-click scenario here. Black Scorp is already moving in. He wants that core. He wants it badly. Falcon is gonna die, and here comes T-Darker with the counter initiation. Another stun that is about to take Shrimpy down, but he uses Metamorphosis. But just look at the Dragon Knight. They need to drop that Dragon Knight, and that core is already at 95, and there's still too many heroes alive. They're going for the right-click. They're trying to take it down. Killer Chino is there as well, 50% on the core, and they're really trying to save it somehow, but it's too late already. This is game, this is GG, and we are gonna see a 3rd game between We Are Not Prepared and Imperitum, since We Are Not Prepared wins game number 2 of the series. Game number 3 at the final at the Go4Heroes tournament number 8, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sky Temple, which is pretty darn awesome. And we have a 1-1 in this final. This is the last map. Black Scorp to the left for We Are Not Prepared on Kerrigan. Tidaka on Arthas. Falcon on Sergeant Hammer. Polato on Uther. And Killer Chino on Tacita. To the right side of the map, it is Shrimpy on Tyrael. We have Cilium on Azebo, Splendor on Brightwing for Imperitum, and it is Smexy Style on Vala and Dreamshock on Murden. This map is going to be a pretty cool one, and we're going to have quite a lot of fun there with the teams already angling towards the middle of the map. We have the vision taken here. And yep, there we go. Black Scorp jumping in, and I actually like the comp that we are seeing for We Are Not Prepared quite a lot, to be honest. It's going to be great in those small areas where we are fighting for the temples then later when they activate. But the bans in this game, the picks and bans so far, Zeratul and Stitches were banned out. And now we are having, at least for We Are Not Prepared, one single tank, but they have the Karrigan there for lockdown, and they are also relying again on the Sergeant Hammer. Oh, nice wall of zombies there by Cilium, already anticipating that there's going to be a rotation up to take one of those down. Karrigan and Arthas, of course, guarantee you a very strong early game, and that's what we're seeing there. Nice dodges by Dreamshock, really well done. Both of those evaded and jumped away from the Howling Blast, and then also Black Storp didn't get his stun comp in there. So very well done by the Dwarf. And in the middle there we have again that fight for the tower. Vision on this map is actually very important, and that watchtower is in a great place to control, especially the mid shrine. The first temples to activate are top and middle, and then in the next wave we are going to see the bottom shrine being activated, or the bottom temple being activated alone. As you can see here, Polator still against Splendor, the two healers up against each other. And that comp is once again here. They're already rotating up to the top, apparently trying to put some pressure on Dreamshock. Nope, now it's the bottom here, and they're gonna get the stun, the Howling Blast, and the kill against Brightwing. Good start for them into the game. The top lane, Falcon and Smexy Style are going to go up against each other when it comes down to the control of Temple number 1. But of course with that kill that they got, a bit of an advantage for them. And we had the shots for the red team. Those temples can really snowball a game very fast, but it's a split now. Middle temple taken by the blue team, and the top temple completely taken by the team in red. Level 4 hitting thanks to that early kill faster for the blue team. We Are Not Prepared going for a double envenom now, and they are actually also grabbing experience in the mid lane, which I think is like really well done. Can drop one of those towers here, so very well controlled by them, having one hero up at the temple and the other one's just pushing in. We see a similar scenario in the mid lane where Shrimpy is trying to push against Falcon. The bot lane is controlled by the two healers, Polator and Splendor, both teams with very similar experience now, and once more of course also the mid's vision taken. Shrimpy is running right through it. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, well, let them see where I am. I don't care about that at all. We have them moving to the right, taking one of the hard camps now. The team's really just like trying to get that experience going. One of the things that's pretty cool is that this boss that we're seeing right over here, that's going to spawn pretty soon, is in a very, very open location where all of the teams have access from several sides, and that allows them then to just like contest that whenever they can. Very, very dangerous to take it, but of course very rewarding as well. The boss also a bit changed on this map. We don't have that standard golem, but instead one of those like big scarabaeus there. This thing was apparently the Harrison Jones well has not been touched by anybody just yet, but that Scarabaeus is already there. Jump up to the top where we're having a push with the hard camp. Splendor and Shrimpy are trying to apparently utilize that as much as they can with that move. We are going to see another temple taken in just a sec. Hard camp versus hard camp, and it's apparently going to be the easy camps that are being taken next by the teams. Not only by the red team to the right side, but also, well, Falcon, no, he's not going for it. They're not even contesting. It's just about the experience, and the tank is rotating down to the bot lane because both teams already know that we are seeing that temple activate next, so they're trying to get into a position early on and put the Brightwing to the top lane because he's going to be the one who has the easiest time with a phase shift to jump down. So those rotations on the map and knowing where those temples are going to spawn are very important. Nice dodge on the wall of zombies, really well done. Falcon and Polator evading the trap for now. Level 8 versus level 8. And the rotation down to the bottom. Both of the teams just waiting for that. Top lane, the only hero who's still there is Brightwing, who can jump out, and that gives them a bit of an experience lead, or will at least. Yeah, that continues. Killer Chino is being stunned here. At the bottom lane, it is that easy camp that has been taken that they're currently pushing back, but the temple's activating now in another 10 seconds, and that means it's time for the teams to get into position, to get ready for that move. Celium and Smexy Style are already there. They are all in the middle right now. Looking maybe for another opportunity there. And yep, there they go again. Smexy Style, Celium have to deal with the Siege Giants. And at the same time the temple is about to be taken. That's where they start to move in. And Polator, Black Scorp, Falcon and Killer Chino. What are they gonna do here? Are they gonna get that chance? Yep, they have the temple and they push in the lane. Apparently a mid-push lane is trying to make up for the experience that the red team is gonna lose there. Imperitum is trying to drop one of those. That's gonna be a bit tricky if you actually lose a temple and then you have an entire team pushing against you. I don't think that you can make that happen. That level 10, thanks to Brightwing, is gonna hit a lot sooner for Imperitum than it is gonna hit for We Are Not Prepared. So even though they get that shrine down here, they are still losing quite a lot of experience. And the 10 is there. 10 is gonna be hitting a 4. We Are Not Prepared very soon as well, though. But still, that shrine is not contested. Nah, or the temple. But they might jump in and try to take them down. Oh, Black Scorp, does he get the stun combo off? Oh, gets 2. He gets the stuns and Maelstrom already being used. Dream Shock about to go down, but he jumps out and here comes the Ravenous Spirit. But Kerrigan and Uther are already gone. They're trying to drop Shrimpy and they get him. But what a nice fight that we saw there. But it's not over yet because the wall of zombies is taking down T-Talker. No, it's not. Smexy style moving back in the last second on Vala. They have still 4 heroes up, but oh boy, was that a fight there between the two of them. That was quite the interesting battle that we just saw. I mean, at the beginning it really looked like we saw Kerrigan take down at least 1 or 2 of the heroes, especially when she activated Maelstrom as well, in addition to the stun that she hit nearly perfectly. And then suddenly it was just a turnaround a second later. Very well done by Imperitum. They're a bit ahead in experience now, but they might lose Celium here. He doesn't have speed yet, but that wall of zombies is helping out a lot. The top lane, again, experience gathered that we're seeing by the red team, and they are doing a very, very good job at keeping those lanes constantly pressured. And of course, with him moving in already and Tyrell being there as well, it is going to be another fort that goes down, and that gives them level 12 faster than their opponent. So level 12 already there, up to the bottom. That's where we're going to see the boss being dropped, and they get it with 2 heroes at the top lane. There's no way for them to contest it, and this boss is going to do some work. They might actually push with it. Or they might just say like, okay, well, you deal with the boss, we're going to take additional camps on the map and going to steal a few of yours. And that's where they move in already. They're trying to take it right there. Dream Shock, Shrimpy, they're all here. It's a 5 versus 5 in the middle, but the boss is making his way towards the keep already. And that is a lot of pressure that they're dishing out with that. Celium is waiting for his ability to use that. There we have the initiation against Black Scorp, but they keep Kerrigan alive. That's what it's all about, keeping the Kerrigan alive and getting her stuns in. And Shrimpy is down. Kerrigan getting that in. Back here, Celium with the Ravenous Spirit doing a lot of work, but he can't kill anybody. T-Darker is trying to get away on the other hand. He gets a shield in the last second, is trying to keep alive, and he eats his ghouls up one by one, getting himself back to high HP once more. And Black Scorp with the Maelstrom on Kerrigan moves back for now. The boss still going ham. 1 hero down for Imperitum, and don't forget that they are also, of course, now in a position where they will lose at least 1 of the shrines. This one keep not touched yet, but the wall is down. Bottom shrine already taken, and that temple is starting to do work towards the mid lane, as we have Kerrigan moving in for another attempt to take those siege giants. The 13 talent was a bit faster for We Are Not Prepared, but Imperitum is doing well so far. 3 kills versus 2. Imperitum still on the same level, catching the top temple here with Smexy style. And of course, now that we have the rewinds in the game, Kerrigan is going to become very, very dangerous. And the big thing for Imperitum at this point in time is to just try and drop Kerrigan. But We Are Not Prepared is playing extremely well when it comes to that. As long as he kept the shield up on Kerrigan and heal her, she can wreck a team. Kerrigan is one of those heroes with which it's extremely important to just like stay alive and make sure that you get your stuns in, especially with the rewind. And that is what Imperitum is trying to avoid with the judgment on Tyrael, trying to drop her as fast as they can. And of course, We Are Not Prepared. They know that. They're always keeping something ready to keep Kerrigan alive, and if they can manage to do that, Kerrigan alone can wreck a team in one of those fights easily. But it's still a very even battle that we're seeing between the two teams. We're having in the middle currently 3 heroes rotating towards the vision, trying to cap that, and gonna get that. 15 versus 14, very, very close, extremely close in skills. And in the mid lane, it's Shrimpy and Celium trying to get more experience by taking down another minion wave, and Splendor at the bottom lane, of course, doing his split push thing once more to just gather up that experience that they need there. He will have to jump to the top lane very soon, though, with his phase shift. We already have the rest of the team assembled. 4 versus 5, and they need that. Here comes Shrimpy, jumps in, trying to displace Polato, and he does that, but that fort is being attacked there, and here comes finally Brightwing making his way in. 15 versus 15. They're starting to initiate here. An initiation against Kerrigan, but the shield is already there, and Kerrigan not even touched. Shrimpy is just like, I feel like you overextended a bit too much there. Splendor is low, uses the... Wow, the Emerald Wind actually like the saving grace for them in this situation. But Kerrigan with a nice stun, a lockdown against 2, dropping Vala, dropping also Dream Shock. 2 down, Polator barely survives over here to the left. The fort goes down. It's a 2 versus 0, the 16 talent dropping. And with that we have Imposing Presence. We have also Blade Torrent increasing the range of the impaling blades, and Arthur's is even tankier than he was before. Great fight here for We Are Not Prepared. The Spanish team doing extremely well here. I mean, they were down 1 map in this best of 3 series, and now it looks like they might be able to turn things around and win it with a 2-1. We're not there yet. We're not there yet, and especially with those temples, of course, playing a huge role when it comes down to being successful on this map. There's one fight that can decide nearly the entire game. But at this point, it looks very much like the advantage that we are seeing for We Are Not Prepared is something that they might be able to carry over into the late game. They have nearly level 17, and it just takes a bit more experience for the 16 talent to drop for Imperitum, and they're trying to get that right now. They need the 16 talent. They cannot fight before that. They are getting the top temple instead. We're having double blood for them. The passive also in Mirrodin. Only 1 temple currently being held by Darka. The rest of the team is trying to fight the top, and that's where they also start to push them back for now. It's a 4 versus 5 now, so the one thing that they're trying to do is just simply buy some time. Maybe drop someone that overextends, and if Shrimpy isn't careful, he's gonna be the one. 17 versus 16 with Arthur's depleting the shots in the middle already. They might be able to just like turn things around and go up to the top, but it doesn't really look likely. Yeah, that temple is near done, and this attacks the first keep. This is going to attack the first keep here. Bottom fort has been taken, and those siege giants are of course working well with that too. But the boss is now suddenly on the map, and with that there's a lot of pressure on Imperitum. They want to grab those additional shots there, but we have the entire team moving down, and that is something that they should know. They already know that there is an attempt to take the boss, and they're moving down, but it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. This boss ends up in the hands of We Are Not Prepared. Yes, Imperitum, they are too late, and if they lose a fight now, then they might lose the game, because this boss is not kidding around, and the keep has already been attacked earlier. So at this point, this keep is very likely to fall if they lose a hero now as well. So they have to be extremely careful. Kerrigan can just jump in with the Ravage and then use the combo to lock somebody down. And of course by now it's so much easier for her since the impaling blade radius is even bigger. And are we gonna see that? Is she gonna jump in, waiting for the rest of the team? And no, not just yet, just buying time, taking the shots with the boss. They can fight under the keep now, and it looks like they're going to try and do that. Kerrigan not going in just yet, but that boss is doing work. Zeratul could drop another Storm Comp, doesn't do that. Boss doesn't get it. They're not taking it, they're not taking the fight, they're not overextending here, they're just like taking the damage against the keep, doing it and then moving back for now. Keep in mind there's still that siege giant camp to the left side, but with the waves being cleared behind it, that siege giant camp at some point of course is going to go down against the minion wave. No doubt, no doubt. At this point, if you just look at the camps on the map, we have the hard camp still available. This easy camp already being grabbed. Dream Shot maybe a bit far out here, but we have the wall of zombies not hitting anything, but at least blocking for now. The easy camp still doing some work and progressing towards the lane, but at the same time, what's up there? Are they going to try and push that back again? It's still a 5 versus 5 with a very, very slow movements here from team We Are Not Prepared. 6 kills against 2. They don't want to risk anything, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't really risk anything, and the next shrine is going to be in the middle, and that's only one. And that's one that you have to fight for. And it looks very much like this is going to happen right now at this place, but Kerrigan would reign supreme here. And these small gaps, yeah, they need to find another angle. Imperitum has to find another angle to go in there, and Shrimpy might initiate on her. And is it going to be there? No, no initiation just yet. Yeah, we have the Maelstrom being used. Oh my god, they're locked down! down and go! Vala is down, and Brightwing as well. This is bad. This is really bad. The healer down. Shrimpy trying to escape. He's being dropped by the tank, by Sergeant Hammer. Celium is gone. This might be a 5-man fight. Yes, they're going straight for Muradin. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is bad news. They abandon the temple. It looks like they might try and end the game here. They're moving down to the bottom lane. They're going to drop that keep. That much is already certain. And with 20 seconds on the death timer, they are starting to move in. They think they can take it here, and why not? Well, Tidaka is moving straight through the creep. I'm not quite sure about that. 11 seconds on Vala. After a 1-0 lead, it looks like Imperitum is going to lose it here. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. It is We Are Not Prepared. They are winning the GO4Heroes tournament number 8 against Imperitum. Congratulations to them for the 2-1 victory in this game.